Alright, as we finish just bone mealing this grass, you just saw a quick little time lapse of us creating and decorating this island, as well as just watching the grass spread, which I personally thought was interesting. So I got some flowers to take out there from what I just now bone mealed, and it looks like one spot to go, but the island is looking fantastic. Of course, at this point, it is still floating, which is a shame, but it's something we will be working on. And if you observed carefully, the back of the island was not done at all in that time lapse. And for a very secret reason. On that, we are going to be creating a secret hidden in this world. And I want y'all to be as impressed and shocked and really tied into the lore of this place as, just the other people on the server as we create stuff. So for that reason, I'm keeping it hidden for now. Let's get some more bone meal real quick, just so we can really finish this place up. But that's going to be worked on as we work on the village, which is going to be this direction of the island. So just a little thought process here. This area is what I picture as like a landslide happened and this area right here chipped away and it's all fallen down, and now there's just some coarse dirt here where grass hasn't really grown over it yet, and then a small little one here as well. It's just my rationale for this stuff here. I'm going to go back in a bit and add some more mossy cobblestones, some vines, some glow lichen, some more stuff around here. I see another flower as well, but add some more stuff around here to really just add color and add intrigue to this place. Like, I hope y'all are wondering by the end of this episode, what's so mysterious about this island? We already know that a meteor hit the top of it, which isn't quite how this top is going to end up. It's just a placeholder for now. But I'm hoping y'all are intrigued as well and wanting to follow me, as the last episode was titled, to our next adventure. So let's finish up this here. Ooh, that one got a lot of flowers. And it took out the tall grass. More flowers. Okay. So let's finish this up here. And then we're going to go right here and immediately start on the village. So this project is going to be worked on by myself and the Urskov, who you probably saw running around with me in that time lapse. He was mostly working in this section over here. But together we are going to finish this village. Well, at least start it here. It's definitely not going to be finished this episode. And so while he does that, I'll probably occasionally come over here and work on connecting this actually to our lake bed. But for now, let's just head right over there and start building ourselves a beautiful little village here in our little lake. Well, I was about to dive into building this village here when I realized two things I hadn't explained to y'all. The first one being what this island is. This is a mysterious island, and well, it's from a meteorite, and it's led to a legend among the villagers, and it makes them scared to actually build on the island. But their myths and their mythology mean that everywhere around here is incredibly fertile. We got tons of fish, kelp, and so they decided to build near the island, but not onto the dry land. So anywhere that crosses above this water line here, they won't build on, because of what sits on the other side of this ridge. And I'm not quite ready to show you all that, because I want, again, a little mystery involved in this build here. But the second thing I realized is everything we've built so far has been out of spruce. And really, we need to switch it up a little bit. We're in 119 now, and there's a new wood that I think would look fantastic here. So, I guess without further ado, we're just going to head to our nearest mangrove forest and just start chopping. See how much resources we can get from it. And hopefully we can get a little more than a full shulker box of wood. That way we can have it all filled up and ready to start. If not, we'll have to start growing our own. But enough dilly-dallying. Let's just head right over there and get ourselves as much mangrove as possible. All right, well, here behind me is how you completely destroy an environment in Minecraft. So if we turn around real quick, we can see just last couple leaves are decaying, but there's not a single 119 block left in this entire area. And I've panned over it a couple times to double check. And once these few things decay here, that statement will be true. Okay, there's one more waterlogged mangrove root right there. So I'll take care of that. But other than that, we now have all these shulker boxes with materials in them. We come here, this is the last of our mud. This one back here is the muddy mangrove root. And then the rest of these 7 are all filled with mud. Then over here, we just have the miscellaneous stuff we collected. These are in the wrong box. We have our mangrove leaves we collected, just a couple. And the mangrove roots, some more roots here, our propagules, and finally the wood. So now, after we sleep, now that we've slept, there's still another mangrove biome here. So we have nothing to worry about here with destroying this one. And I'll probably come back later and fix it up a little bit, but I am exhausted from absolutely decimating this area. So we'll have to wait till later. For now, let's pack up all of our goodies and head back to the village and our island and get to some more building. So let's just put everything here in our inner chest, not touch this pristine mangrove swamp, and I'll catch y'all back at the lake. Alright, so I know I keep saying we'll get to the lake eventually, but I think I want to get a horse and use that to travel around more rather than elytra. So if we look right up here in the top right corner, we can see this is a 9.2 and can jump 1.86 meters. And that's honestly not that great for a horse. Horses can go up to about 14 meters per second and average about 9.7. So I think just in the background of this episode, I'm going to just be looking for a horse as I do it. And hopefully I find one, because I already have an amazing name in mind for my horse. And yeah, I now really want to find a good horse that's at least above 10 meters per second. And get that so we can travel up and down our path more and use what we spent so long building. So we'll take this path. It'll lead us directly to where the ferry is for the lake. But let's go ahead and just jump right into a time lapse of what we're doing as our village anchor. And this point is going to be just where every other building connects to. And it's the strength of the village to make sure when the lake goes through tides or storms or anything like that, like the rain is right now, the village does not get ripped apart. Typically this would be done on land, but you know, they can't build on the land there. So let's just hop into that time lapse again, and maybe I'll explain that concept a little more in the end. So I guess let's just go. right, well, I hope you enjoyed our build there. It's pretty good looking in here. It fits quite well. We're using that new mangrove block. And we just have one final piece to place before we can consider it done, and that was it, the bell. Now our official city center for this floating, I guess not really floating, but lake village is completed. And again, I chose to do it stone here just so that it's a strong anchor for the village, because usually they'd anchor on an island, but since they're very superstitious about this island and building on it, they built their own solid anchor here on a relatively high ground area of the water. And so everything else is going to stem from this building, and that's going to be so that when the lake, tides come in, tides come out, or there's a strong flow or a flood, the buildings aren't as likely to get ripped apart if they're just weakly anchored through wood or something. So a stone anchorage actually is going to help keep our town in place. So right now the inside is absolutely hollow, and I just have ladders in here so I can get around, including off the water here, because all of our paths are actually going to be at this level right here. So you can't quite get to that from the water. So for now I just have a ladder, and of course we'll have some ladders periodically throughout the build just so people can get up in case they've fallen in throughout part of their day-to-day life. But that is where we are starting with this. And so I think now is the time where I can reveal the backside of the island to y'all. I've been specifically hiding it in streams and in this video up to this point because I wanted it to be a mystery as to what exactly is going on here. And so let's just climb up this real quick and take a look at what's on the other side. Let's head up right here through the peak. Keep our head down a bit so we have a grand reveal. Alright, and as we spin around, this is the backside of the island. It is just a pit with a couple of destroyed buildings in it. But this pit leads into the special part. It's going to lead right into here, which we have laid out so far, but we're going to have a dungeon entrance here. And this dungeon will be multiple floors that leads eventually into a custom deep dark biome. So it won't be a true deep dark, won't have any mob spawning or any natural warden spawning. So we won't be able to do any of that. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to make it to as if an ancient civilization kind of built a bunker or some just kind of deep fortification in this island here that went underground. And then eventually a horror known as the Warden caused that to be destroyed, hence spawning the legend that anything that touches this island here will be destroyed. So that's how we're going to start there. And then a second small little announcement, I have a horse now, and he's a great 10-speed horse, but his name is Olympus, and he's my absolute favorite. But even with all that, we still have a couple more decorations we're bringing to the outside here, and then we'll be starting on the interior of this next episode. And so I won't be working entirely too much on this village here. This is mostly going to be done with one of the other players on the server. I just wanted to get it started and get y'all a feel for what the village is going to look like. This is probably going to be the most proper building in the village. Most of them are going to be smaller little huts, standing areas, platforms, all that stuff. But we are going to be deep underground, all the way to where this pit ends, which, yeah, let's jump down it real quick and see where it ends. It goes very far. I've only built it up a couple of the way, but we're at negative 48 now. But that is okay. We managed to get back in there. We can actually come up. But that is our plans here. The Urska will be building a beautiful little village down there, while I am going to construct us a dungeon. And hopefully this dungeon is gonna fit everything that's in my mind right now, because I am picturing quite a beautiful place. But who knows? We will have to see how it goes, and I hope y'all join me for the journey. But I believe that is all the time we have for this week. So I will talk to y'all again next Saturday. Again, thanks everyone. Bye. Okay, wait, I lied. I didn't want to end it there. I thought that was a good spot, but then I decided to do something interesting. I've been looking for new music to add to it, and that's what's ramping up right now. So, I guess without further ado, I hope y'all enjoy the new song I plan to do with my time lapses. It's called A New Adventure, which I think fits perfectly into what we are doing here. So, without further ado, I hope y'all enjoy the new song that will be accompanying us on our new adventure. Enjoy, everyone.